All right, let's talk about variables. We're going to distinguish between qualitative and quantitative variables. So the variables, these are the characteristics of the individuals in the sample. An example above with our 50 students, in addition to, I mean, one variable would be, are you going to return the money? Would you? All right, that would be one variable. That's one characteristic that I will know after my survey's over about each of the students. But I might also, while I'm there, I might say, well, let's see, let's record the gender and how old they are, their class, are they a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, maybe what their major is. I may want to compare some of these things, compare this proportion between some of these other variables. So all of these things are variables. And there's two main types of variables. One is a qualitative variable, and a qualitative variable is an attribute or a characteristic which just means it's a variable. But it's one of those that is, which is a classification of the individual. This is also, it's sometimes called, it's called a categorical variable also. So it's equal categorical variable. So it has categories. So an example of the ones that I mentioned above of these variables, returning the money is a categorical variable. Because you're either yes or no to this question. You either would answer yes or no. So whether you answered yes or no is your classification for this particular study. Gender also is a categorical variable. Male, female, other, there's all sorts of different ones now. Age is not a categorical variable. That's a number. So it's not you don't classify people by their age. You might make age groups, that would be categorical, but here that is not a categorical variable. Class, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, other is a categorical variable, and so is major. All right, so there's several categories that each person could be within these particular variables. Okay, a quantitative variable, that's my other main type. This is going to be a number, right? So it's going to provide, well, it's a variable. A quantitative variable provides numerical measure, right, is a number of each individual. Right, and it's going to have units. All right, above here, remember age, I said that this is a quantitative variable, and its units are in years. There's many other. I might have temperature and degrees, all sorts of different things, all right? All sorts of variables out there that have units and that are a number. And so those are quantitative variables. So you can think of that it's a quantity. It's an amount of something. All right, so qualitative or quantitative. And I thought I'd change this. We already did gender. I already put that up there. This is city. Let's make it city. All All right, so is city, is it a qualitative variable or a quantitative variable? Well, it's not a number, so it can't be quantitative. So it's qualitative. And what city you're in does classify you, or what city you were born in, or whatever it may be. That city is a classification of people. Temperature, I just gave it away, but temperature has units. It's a number with units. And the units here are degrees. And it can be in Celsius or Fahrenheit, whatever. So this is quantitative. It's a quantitative variable. Number of days studied is also a number, and it does have units. It's days. So it's also quantitative. Zip code is a number, but it has no units, and it's not an amount. So it's not a quantity of something. It's qualitative. So being a number by itself doesn't make it a quantitative variable. It has to be a quantity, it has to be a number. Zip code, just like city, zip code is a classification of area. Therefore, it being like city, it is a qualitative variable. All right, so quantitative, it's a number that is a quantity, that has units. Qualitative, pretty much everything else, but usually the ones that we're going to analyze are going to be classifications.